Hey there, tech coaches. Are you looking for a great solution for your teachers to create appointments with you guys? In this episode of Edtech in the Classroom, I have just a solution for you. Hey there, and welcome back to Edtech in the Classroom. My name is Jeff Bradbury from the TeacherCast Educational Network, and today we're going to be taking a look at Microsoft Bookings, a dynamic application found in the Microsoft 365 suite that's going to allow you to do so many things and make sure that you're attending to the teachers and staff members each and every day. Before we get any further, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below, click on the bell, make sure that you guys are notified each and every time we've got some brand new features on TeacherCast. We want to make sure that you guys are a part of the TeacherCast Educational Network. And today, I'm so excited about Microsoft Bookings. We've been using Microsoft Bookings here on TeacherCast for the last few years. It is getting better all the time. And today, I am excited to jump in and help you guys out with this great application. So what are we waiting for? Let's check out Microsoft Bookings. So here we are in Microsoft Bookings. Microsoft Bookings gives you a really nice calendar, and your guests can come into this calendar and choose a date, choose a time, and make an appointment with you. You can see that the traditional Microsoft's booking page has a logo up on top and your name. It's got a variety of different activities that people can schedule you for. And in order to do that, anybody can come down here to your calendar, click on a date, click on a time that's available, and then come down here and they can add their name, email, phone number, leave a message, and then click book. Let's jump in and figure out how to set up Microsoft Bookings. So the first place that we want to visit is office.com. And you'll notice down here on the bottom left, we have our app launcher, and that takes you to this page here that has all of the apps in front of us. And you'll notice in alphabetical order, we have Microsoft Bookings. When we click on this link here, it opens up our dashboard for Microsoft Bookings where it says, "Good afternoon, Jeff." Certainly nice to be welcomed here. And we have a nice menu of items of all the different things that we can do. We can add a new calendar, add some buffer time, customize our pages. It really is nice that Microsoft Bookings makes it very easy to create a nice looking booking page. You'll also notice down here how many different activities, how many people have created an appointment with you. And what we want to do is we want to start to look at the items here on the left side. We have home, calendar, booking page, customers. Many staff members can also be included here, our services, and our business information. First thing that we want to do is we want to click on our name here, and we're going to click on New. That's going to ask us to tell us a little bit about our business, and my business name here is the TeacherCast Booking Form. Now, you can certainly put your name. You can put the name of your company. It all depends. If you're a part of a group, my recommendation is to put your name in here. And as a business type, I'm going to say here, my awesome podcasting company. So here we are. I'm going to hit on continue, and it's going to take just a moment to figure out what's going on, and it's going to add information to our booking calendar. So here you notice we now have a brand new booking calendar. I have a space here for my logo, and notice it took the information that I gave it and it now made the TeacherCast booking form. If I click on home, it's going to take me to this main dashboard. If I click on calendar, that's going to bring up a calendar, my Outlook calendar, where I can actually manually create my new bookings. I have my day, my week, my month, and I can always jump back to today. I can always print this calendar, tell it when I have time off, or I can always create a new bookings. But you know what? We're not ready to do that yet. Let's jump down to see what a generic booking page looks like. Here's our booking page. And you notice it's not yet published. I've got my header up here. I've got my information, and let's just kind of start in where I want to be. I'm going to create a new color theme. So let me check on this green here. You can notice that as I flip through, the colors are going to certainly change. What do I want access control? Do I want to require a Microsoft or Office 365 account from my organizations to book? This means only people in your organization can book. I'm not going to check this. I want people outside the organization to book. And you know what? I might uncheck that even if I am inside of an educational organization. That way I don't accidentally have somebody try to book from their phone and it doesn't work because their phone isn't quite logged in yet. So I'm going to uncheck that. And now it also says disable direct search engine. So I'm going to check that because I don't need direct search engines to check me out. I want to make it as easy as possible for my users, but I don't need to be completely searched. Now, the next thing here, it says show a personal data collection and usage consent toggle along with the message on my booking form. I'm going to click this off and I'm going to have this say, hello, this is to let you know that we are collecting data on you. And I'll show you where that lands once we have our booking page created. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to schedule time. Now, if you're a coach and you have multiple buildings or you've got multiple locations, one might assume that your buildings and locations have different schedules to them. So for this reason, I'm going to recommend your time increments not be 30 minutes. Maybe you make them 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Let's say that one of your class periods in your building is over at like 9:07. You don't want them booking you for 9:30. That would waste a lot of time. So you could say every 5 minutes, you can say every 10 minutes, totally up to you. I'm going to make this every 15 minutes for the purpose of the demonstration. Minimum time lead. This means how much time do you need for an appointment? If you say 24 hours, that means that people today can't book you for today. So my recommendation for that is really, you're going to need to know your clientele, but I'm going to say 0 on that because I want to have my teachers or the people I'm working with, I want them to be able to book me today. The next thing here is maximum time leave. That basically says how much time in the future. I just leave it at a year. No one's going to be booking you guys farther than that. Always show time slots in businesses. For me, I'm going to turn that off. If you are in an organization that's going to be dealing with multiple time zones, you can certainly have that checked off. You know what? In fact, I'm going to check that off right now. That way we can show you what that looks like once we create our booking form. Next thing is our email notifications here. Notify the businesses by email when their booking is created or changed. I think this is important. That means when somebody books you, they'll be able to get that notification, and so will you. Also, sending a meeting invite to the customer in addition to the customer confirmation email. I like to check that off. That way, at least they know that we're here. Okay. Next thing here, it says allow customers to choose specific people in the bookings. You might want to turn this off if you're creating a booking calendar just for you. If you're a department and you're looking to create a booking calendar for multiple people, this is also a good way to keep that on. So if you've got multiple people, check it. If you've only got one person, you can uncheck it. For right now, I'm going to uncheck that. Now, the next thing down here says availability. Book me when I'm free. Tell people when I'm not bookable, or create custom hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some custom hours for here. Let's say that I'm a part-time in a building, or I'm part-time in the district, or I only want to be scheduled from a certain point of time. I can do that. So let's say that my role in my organization says I'm going to work in a school, or I'm going to work in classrooms in the morning, and then in the afternoon, I'm in my desk, or I'm working, in an office or something like that. I can make myself only bookable for certain hours. This is a really nice feature. You can see here on Monday, I can say from 8 o'clock into, let's just say 3 o'clock here. Notice it's giving me all the 5-minute increments here. So this is kind of easy. I'm going to say 3 o'clock. Now, you can certainly turn on or off these days. You can certainly turn on or off your weekends here. So I'm just going to change this the way that it is, and I'll be right back. All right, so now I have all of my days set from 8 in the morning to 3 p.m. I have my booking page pretty much the way that I want it to look. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click Save and Publish. All right, so here my booking page is published. You notice I've got a link. I can also automatically stick this out on Facebook, on Twitter. I can email this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on Open Published Page. And here you can see my initial booking page. You can see the green. We have our initial consult. We haven't changed any of these things yet, but you can see here over on February the 1st, I have it set for every 15 minutes, and it's set up just that way. I can say 8 o'clock. I can add my name, address, and phone number, and I can book. And over here, notice this is where we say, check this to see that we're collecting data on you. That was that box that let us know that we can leave a little message for our teachers or for our users here. So I'm going to now want to change a little bit of this because we're missing a couple things. If I come back over here to my bookings page, I noticed over here it says add a logo. I'm going to add a logo right now, and we're going to see how that changes our booking form. So over here, you can see now we've opened up a new menu for our business logo. And in order to change, I'm just going to click on Upload New Logo. All right, so I have my logo on here now, and of course I can choose a background color. I'm going to choose this green, looks kind of nice. I'm going to hit save, and then over here on my booking form, I'm just going to hit the reset button, and now we have our logo, we have our colors, and we have a nicer looking form. Of course, we can certainly change that, so let's do that. Let's come back over here. All right, so now you can see on our form, we now have a nice form. We have our logo. It says the TeacherCast booking form. We've got our calendar. Again, we can flip over here and it's automatically going to come up with the days ahead. And now we've got our nice form. Let's see what else we can do, because right now this says initial consult, and we want to be able to change that and add to this on our booking form. So here we are back on our dashboard, and what we're going to do is we're going to come down here into services. Now, services is really a place where we can determine what things people are going to be booking us for. It gives us an initial consult. Now, you can't delete this until you add a second one. Notice here the initial consult is for an hour. There's no price, and it's not assigned to anybody. Let's create a new one. I'm going to come over here and hit Add Service. And now we've got a couple options here. My service name is going to be one-to-one meeting with a teacher. Please join me. Okay, so let's change that just a little bit here. And so now we have our name, we have our description. Location, we can say in a specific room. We can also add an online meeting. And when we add an online meeting, Bookings actually creates a Teams event and it automatically sets up the link. So you can actually choose which of your services are going to be physical and which of your services are going to have that virtual component. So I'm going to click this over here. How long is this? Well, I might say it's only going to be 30 minutes. So I'm going to have a 30-minute consulting. I can change this to 0. Now, the next one here says buffer time customers can't book. Let's talk about that. If I have a 30-minute meeting, I want to make sure I can get to the next meeting, or I can make sure I want to make sure I can get to that meeting. So I can choose here to have buffer on. If I say I want a 30-minute meeting with a 15-minute buffer, that means that you're going to choose to spend time with me, say at 9 o'clock. My calendar is going to show 8:45, 15 minutes earlier. So if I come over here and I say I need a 15-minute buffer, that way I can get there, I can drive there, I can walk there, I can end a meeting to make sure. That's what that's going to be. And also the after hours, let's say 10 minutes. Okay. So that means if I want to have a meeting at 9 o'clock, that means that my calendar is really looking 8:45 to 10 minutes after that. So that would be 8:40. It's really booking out the time just in case you want to be there early, just in case your meeting runs late. It's a really nice courtesy, but you can certainly choose to have this on or off. The next one here is let customers manage their appointments when it was booked by you or you and your staff. Really what that means is if your customers make a booking with you, can they change it after the fact? So over here, I'm going to have this happen because sometimes somebody might make an appointment with you and then their schedule changes. You want to give them the ability to change what that looks like. Next one here, maximum number of attendees per event. Now, this one's kind of weird. You're going to have to mess around with this to your specific liking, but essentially, can I have more than one person book me for a time? I like to say 1 for right now, knowing that if I ever needed to, I can change the booking in the back end. I can go into Outlook and change things around. But we're right now, I'm just going to recommend people hit 1 for now. Under default price, I've got a couple different things. Now, if you're doing this in like a coaching setup or for a school, obviously, there's not going to be a price, so I hit price not set, but you can create a fixed price. You can say this service is $20, this service is $50. You can say it's going to be $30 an hour. You can use bookings for a lot of different things. For right now, we're going to say price is not set, and then under notes, I can say Looking forward to meeting you. Now, custom fields, do I want to add anything extra? I don't, right? I really just want to know who, where, and what time and how to get a hold of the people. So if I wanted to modify any of these customer fields, their email and phone number, I can do that. I might say somebody needs to leave me the notes, right? The notes are, let's see, the notes are this field down here. This is where we're talking. So name, email, phone number. Notice these are mandatory. These are optional. I can always change what things are down here. I'm not going to worry about that, but if I wanted to, I can always ask a question. You can say, like, what building are you in? What time are you doing this? What project are you working on? You can be a little bit more specific with this if you want. Not going to worry about it right now. Now, I'm going to go on. Reminders and confirmations. This is where you're going to get those emails coming in both to you and to your guest. And you can say, I want them one day. You can say, I want to have them in multiple days. So if you want, you can always say, this is a, I can say this is a reminder that we have a meeting soon. I'm looking forward to meeting you. I can add an email signature. I can go back and forth. I can do a number of different things. I can make the email look really, really nice. And I recommend that you do spend some time figuring out what this looks like. And then, of course, you can duplicate that for your other services. Do I want to have text messages coming in? Sure, why not? Those are your calls on that. Next thing here, we have publishing options. Show this service on booking page. This is an important one. You can just choose to have this service on or off. Let's say that you're a coach and you want to offer a service where you're helping a building with video projects because it's a holiday video. You might create the service, turn it on, and then at the end of the project, you can turn it off. And then next year, turn it back on again. So you can have the flexibility to create things and have them visible or not visible. Really, really important step. Now, next things here. These are where we're going to get into the fun stuff depending on your different roles in your organization. Do I want to use the default scheduling policy? This is what we just set up in the calendar booking page areas where you can say, I want these dates. I don't want these dates. Those are the general global settings for everything that we're working on. Over here, I can say no. And you'll notice now for this particular event, I can change that. Let's say the normal way that I meet people is virtually. I might only need 5 minutes on either side because I'm sitting at my desk just going from meeting to meeting to meeting. But if I'm doing this particular thing as a mobile employee, I might say that this is actually a booking where I need to go to a building. I might say, I need to book out 45 minutes in advance of my meeting because maybe I have to drive somewhere, or maybe I need to make sure I have a presentation ready, or maybe there's another reason. So I can say for this, based off of really what exactly people are booking you for here, that you've got some wiggle room both at the beginning and at the end, right? And this might be a presentation. Maybe you're a coach and a principal is going to book you for a presentation. You might say, look, I need at least 3 days to meet with you and put this together. So you might change this all depending on what it is you're trying to set up here. So let's say that that's going to be a little different. And of course, we've got email notifications and sending that stuff out. Now, so let's say that you're a coach in multiple buildings and you only want to be available on certain days for certain things. You can set up this service to say building number 1 coaching, and you can say, I want to be available on Mondays, not on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, not on Thursdays, and not on Fridays. So I can say in one booking form, this building is going to happen only on Mondays and Wednesdays. Okay. Now, I have everything created, and I'm going to come up here to the top. So I'm going to say meeting one-to-one with the teacher in building A. Make sure I spell everything right. One-to-one meeting with a teacher in building A. I'm only going to be available from 8 to 3 on Mondays and Wednesdays. I want maybe I want 5 minutes because I'm going to be, in a smaller building and I want to make sure everything is available. From here, I'm now going to click on save. And so now you can see I've got two things. If I come over here and I refresh my booking form, I now have two things. I've got my initial consult and I've got my one-to-one meeting with the teacher in building A. If I click on this, this is going to give me my hours. Remember, this is every 15 minutes. And if I click on this, notice only Mondays and only Wednesdays are booked out. And now I have every 5 minutes. So you can see the difference between your general settings and you can see the difference between your individual scheduling sessions. Now, if I want to create a second one, I'm going to do that really quick here. I'll say 1-1 coaching with building 2. And we're just going to pretend that we're going through all of these different things below. I'm going to change my availability. So I want to not use the default. This pops up. And now maybe over here, I want this one to be Tuesday and Friday. If I save this and I pop over here, now I've got 3 things. If I click over here, building A, here's building 2. Notice that when I look over in the February calendar, it's only Tuesday and only on Friday. So this is the answer to what a lot of coaches have been asking about this. And really one of the reasons why I put this whole video together as far as creating one booking form with multiple days. Notice how easy it is. You can change these things at any point in time. You can even say, I'm going to be at this building in the morning and this building in the evening, and you can have that set up. It's just that easy. Let's say that something changes. I can pop down here and say, well, Tuesday, I'm only going to be available from, say, 8 to 10, but I'm also then going to be available from, say, 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock, right? So I want a little bit of a lunch break, but then you got me the rest of the afternoon. You can certainly set this up with a variety of different options. So again, I'm going to hit save on this. And remember, this was the original default. I'm going to get rid of this by hitting the trash can. And if I click back over here and hit that refresh button, you can see I've got building 1. Over here, I've got building 2. And then if I click over here, you'll notice 8:15, 8:40, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 11. You've got all these different options here for you that you can have. Okay, so lots of different things that we can do on this booking page, but that is not all. Let's take a look here at your staff. If you are going to be working with multiple people, now this might not be for everybody, but if you are going to be working with multiple people, you can always click on add staff. And I'm going to add another person, John. And over here, John's email is going to be john at TeacherCast.net. I can put his phone number in here, email notifications. I can say when he's available, or I can use the business hours. Notice here, it's creating a nice little profile. I'm going to hit save. So now I have 2 people, my administrator, and I have John. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to create a new service. And this is just going to be my tech support page. And over here, notice I've got 2 people. And default price, what we're looking for here is staff. So over here, I want customers to choose a specific staff member. So now I've got my tech support page. When I respond with this, I'm going to click on my tech support page. And notice here, I can choose one of my techs. I can choose myself or I can choose John. So somebody can actually come over here and say, here's the time, here's the person, here's the service, here's what I want. You can see there's a lot of great things that you can do here with Microsoft Bookings. So let's go through and we're actually going to create a booking so you can see what happens. Over here, I'm going to say Mary. And over here, it's going to be, let's see, mary@gmail.com. And then over here, phone number. It says optional, address. And then I have this information here. And I'm going to click off and I'm going to make a book. All right, you can see that your person gets thank you for booking with us. They'll get a confirmation. I'm going to hit OK. This is going to be the confirmation page. Somebody can see this. They can reschedule, they can cancel, or they can create a second booking. Let's go back and see what we have. Let's go back and see what happens on the dashboard page. I'm now back here in my dashboard. And when I click on customers, I can now see that Mary is here. I see her email. I can take notes on what Mary is doing. And over here, I can always keep track of this. I can import customers. I can create new customers. And this is a great way to manage not only what's happening on your backend pages, but also some of the information that your customers are doing. So the question then comes in, if we have this new booking friend. So the question now comes, if we have this booking page, how do we change it? How do we make it look a little different? I'm going to come back in here to the dashboard. I'm going to look at business information. Notice here it says business name, the TeacherCast booking form. That's exactly what it's being shown here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I'm going to say, welcome to my booking form. I'm going to change my address. Okay, so I'm just going to choose this over here, business phone. What's my email address? We're going to make sure that this is here. What's my website address? Privacy policy URL. Terms and conditions. Business type instead of my awesome podcasting company. And the currency. And of course, if we want to change the logo, we can do that. We can also change the hours, and let's hit save. Now that we've done that, let's click back over here and see how that's different. You'll notice here, it's got the same logo. It's got the same thing over here. Welcome to my booking form is where that business name is. And then down here at the bottom, we've got our address, and we've got some additional information to our terms and services and privacy policy. So there are some things that you can do to make this a little bit prettier, but not too much, and that's okay. It really does serve its purpose. It is a booking form. Now, the last thing I want to show you guys here is our calendar page. Notice this is our calendar. And over here, we made up our booking. This is when Mary put her booking in. It says my tech support page. That was the service. And if I click on that, I've got Mary's information. I've got the service details. I've got all the information that she has. And of course, if this was a virtual event, I would also have my Microsoft Teams link here. I've got the time, the date. I can buffer things for myself. Let's say I look at this and realize I need more time. I can always turn this on and say, look, for this particular meeting, I need to have more time on either side of me. I think Mary's going to need a little bit more help. And of course, if I needed to, I can always add Jeff here so I can have two techs on their calendar. When I'm finished with that, I'm going to hit send. And now Mary has the information that she needs. And isn't it nice that Microsoft also gives us a weather forecast as well? So as you can see, Microsoft Bookings is a really nice and free application, part of your Microsoft 365 application suite. And as you can see, you can create some really nice booking pages for free, for paid, as an individual, as a group. You can do an awful lot of things with it. I use it for my organization. I hope you have a chance to use it for your information. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below, hit the like button, and if you have any comments or questions about Microsoft Booking, don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to work with you guys and your organizations this year. And that wraps up this episode of EdTech in the Classroom. On behalf of everybody here in the TeacherCast Educational Network, my name is Jeff Bradbury, reminding you guys to keep up the great work in your classrooms and continue sharing your passions with your students.